So, how can you help somebody when they're in full-blown addiction without enabling them? It's good to establish clear boundaries. I know what it's like to experience addiction, and I know what it's like to be enabled as well too. I've taken clear advantage of somebody. I've also been taken advantage of by an addict, so I've been on both ends of the spectrum. And here are some ways that you can deal with that type of behavior. One of them is by sticking to clear, like having rules and following them. Like, uh, like if you are in a relationship with somebody who is in full blown addiction, being like, you can live here at the home as long as you go to a meeting every night and make sure they go to a meeting every night. You might have to give them a ride, which might suck, but just making sure they get to a fucking meeting every night. And if they don't, they have to leave. They cannot stay there, right? You know what I mean? And sticking through to it. You know, a lot of the times they'll be like, well, it's cold outside. And it's like, well, that sucks. But my rule was you are not allowed to stay there unless you get clean and go to meetings. So you can't stay. So you have to leave, right? You know, just following through with it and being like, because if like an addict knows that they can get away with something, they will. They're going to try their best. Because if anybody knows how to push a person's button and manipulate, it's a person in full-blown addiction. Because they're going to want to get high, and they're going to use any excuse to do so. So you just got to stick to your guns and make sure that you follow through with it. And if they don't follow through with the requirement, they leave. Having open and honest communication with said addict. But like also, I guess what like the biggest thing is just making sure that if you say something and you follow through with it, if they show up high, they have to leave. Also being able to support a person who is in addiction, like if they have to go to treatment, maybe like giving them a ride out there, making sure that if they have to get to meetings, being a support and going with from like a person's perspective that isn't an addict. It's also good to go to meetings just to see like what it's like. A lot of the times they might ask you to share, but you just tell them that you're there for support, right? Uh, like just stick to your guns, basically. That's the biggest thing I can say is the moment somebody who is in addiction sees that they can push somebody over and a person is not going to follow through with what they say they're going to, they're going to take a mile. So just being able to stick to what you say you're going to will make a huge difference. That's basically what I got to say on that.